Hi guys, trust you all doing great. So today I want to explain internal range to external range and external range liquidity to internal range liquidity. So if you're an ICT trader, we all know that price does two things in the market. Okay, price moves from internal range liquidity to external range liquidity. So basically, this is how price moves from external range liquidity. This is our external range liquidity, right? Our recent swing highs and swing lows are our external range liquidities. Okay, so this is our external range liquidity here. This is our external range liquidity. This high here is our external range liquidity, and we clearly know that price doesn't move in a straight line. Price moves something like this. Okay, so price correcting is where we are going to find our internal range liquidity. Is where we are going to find our internal range liquidity. So for every impulsive movement, price there should be a correction. For every impulsive movement, there should be a correction. So price drops down to give us a higher low. Now, market makers will leave an imbalance. That imbalance or fair value gap is what we call internal range liquidity. So they will need to come and reclaim this gap here. They need to come and balance this gap here before continuing the up movement. So this fair value gap is our internal range liquidity. And from internal range liquidity, price will seek external range liquidity. From internal range liquidity, price will seek external range liquidity. Price will take out external range liquidity, leaving an imbalance in the market. And price will come back. Price will come back, fill up this imbalance, go back up again. So this is basically how price moves. Take comes for internal range liquidity and seeks external range liquidity. Comes back for the internal range liquidity and seek external range liquidity. So this is basically how price works. All right. You don't need any other thing. You don't need any other thing. This is basically how internal range to external range liquidity and external range to internal range liquidity works. All right, so let's use a little example. This is GBP USD weekly chart. Okay, now we can clearly see this order flow here from the weekly time frame. This order flow here from the weekly time frame. All right, I don't want to go into more details why I should long this because I have this inversion gap. I have this inversion gap. So we have this bearish order flow here. Now, looking at this movement here, we can clearly see that we have a tiny do it in a way to be clear for us. So we have this 1, 2, 3, and we have our internal range liquidity here. We have our internal range liquidity. So I'm expecting price to come take out this, come inside this internal range liquidity and seek for external range liquidity. So we have our external range liquidity here, this high, our external range liquidity. So let's see what happened. Okay, price took out this external range liquidity, and give us. Oh, I thought I paused this. Okay, we have our external range liquidity here. Price took out our external range liquidity to give us another external range liquidity. What happened? Price tapped into this our internal range liquidity. This is a weekly time frame. Tap into this our internal range liquidity and seek for external range liquidity. And here there is no fair value gap, there is no internal range liquidity here. The price is yet to form an internal range liquidity. Now we have another one. We have another internal range liquidity, and we have our external range liquidity. We have our external range liquidity. So let's see what happens. Adjusted more, our external range liquidity. Adjusted, we have another external range liquidity. So now this forms our fair value gap. Fair value gap is consists of three candlestick where candle one high does not overlap with candle three low. So let's see what happened. Price gave us this external range liquidity here. Price gave us this external range liquidity here, a fresh external range liquidity, and dropped into our internal range liquidity. Now from internal range liquidity, price will seek external range liquidity. What happened? Took out internal range liquidity and seek external range liquidity. Do we have another internal range liquidity? Yes, we do. We have our internal range liquidity here. So expecting price to come into this internal range liquidity and seek external range liquidity. Now what do we have here? Price inside our internal range liquidity. Now from internal range liquidity, I'm expecting price to seek external range liquidity. What happened? Price took out external range liquidity. So this is basically what you need to. Once you understand this, trust me, you start being profitable. Once you understand this method, you start being profitable. Okay, and of course we should know that we other have other things we look at like time frame alignment. Okay, so if you enjoy this video, please like, share, and comment another video you want me to explain or another topic you want me to explain if you're trading RCT.